Now, the interesting part of this is this actually has a bit of a story behind it. But it's actually considered rather interesting. This used to actually be all that right there, all the way around to where those guys are, enclosed in a high wall. People don't often know what a high wall is. It's where, if you read that over there, which I showed you, you would understand that at one point when the water got too deep, it would get flooded into here before that home was put in. This all existed before the Department of Agriculture and everything else, as a lot of it started to cave in and fall down. So they came to me and asked if I wanted certain things removed, and came with a blueprint, and I showed them what could be removed and tore down if it was causing a problem. Because this used to be Lock Haven, as you see right there. It used to be Lock Haven. As it is still actually Lock Haven, but they refer to it as Mackelhattan. Back in horse and buggy days in the 1800s, this is what used to be their water supply. And before that, it used to be an electric company. And being that people were not fond of electric, they didn't need a huge electric company or a reactor. Still to this day, this actually beats every reactor out there when it's actually hooked up correctly, producing natural flowing electricity, where others they can't actually produce natural flowing electricity. But the only problem with this one is it actually started to melt down. And when I mean melt down is the components were well over 80 years old and they needed to be replaced. And being that this floods pretty good over into that area, there's no real way to do natural flowing electricity, even though it is possible to do it. They just don't want to go back into the problem they had before, where metallized water was flowing down the river. That's why I was a PA Zingle supply water. That's why that pretty much tells you like who was in charge of safety, who was in charge of maintaining the water supply, and who else would supply parts. I mean, a lot of this was done on a no-cost basis. That means that they would pay a slightly higher tax, so it wasn't enough to cover the cost of the parts or anything. So it was often interesting. So mainly I'd get a phone call from Europe, or I'd get mainly a letter, an envelope. Oh, we need some parts, some cash, some money, and I'd travel over here and end up paying for what the tax didn't pay. Which, in all honesty, even if they paid $5 for it, certain things, it's still rather a lot of money back then. So with a little bit of respect to everyone that helped maintain what was the water supplies, technically still could be. They got a name put over there, even though they didn't want it. So some actual real last names, because a lot of last names aren't real around here. I think Zingle went to Zingler. Gallon, I think, went to Gallon. Wilson's not really a last name, as his last name was, I think, Diller, and he didn't want his first name, even in the Alpha, put there, so his real name was Sillen, that was his first name, then the two last ones were this middle, which was the MC, the D, which is actually the last name. He didn't want to actually be recognized because there was, as in his own words said, there's some really weird and unsavvy things going on in and around the area, which a lot of people didn't even want that. So if you look at City Council, look below, WFS Spring. Anyway, but it's interesting. Some people think I actually mind the graffiti here. I don't really mind it. They were nice enough to ask, so now if it was active, I would. I'd have to. I don't know if we can see that, but paint though, paint graffiti I mind. Chalk. What a paint. I do mind. It was back in 1988, 1990. The porch actually started to cave in because one of the rocks, this has an unusual rock, an unusual rock formation. And what I mean by rock formation is how it's supported. To where back then that 4x4 would actually be around $800. A single 4x4 by 8 feet. And as you noticed, you can actually utilize the trees around it with relatively no problem. How to use a little bit of corn syrup, some sugar syrup, a little bit of maple syrup, no tar, and that's how we got the bark to come back on that tree. Plus some salt water. But it's definitely, I think because I wasn't actually here, the counselor who came in here under the Old Step Initiative Canada program, called STP, came in and actually fixed some of this with some foreign students from college and high school. I'm not really sure if it was high school. Like I said, this is back in 1988, 1990. They did a good job. A little bit of help, they did a good job. Because I don't believe in actually throwing stuff away. This is a little bit of a different, not a science project, but more so of an architecture type looking at something. It's actually made from the rocks in around the area. So but the building's definitely interesting because I used to park my vehicle at the entrance where the gate is and actually take a horse up. I don't actually like vehicles that much. I still kind of don't. But this is the old building. If you remember, it used to have haunted hayrides back here. There was no tractor, no vehicle, no emissions vehicles, and only modified four-wheelers could actually come back here. But there's many reasons why things happen here. So. And there's the shuttered up top. But with all in all, there's problems that happen back here. I mean, you won't see a lot of this stuff happen. I gotta move a little quicker if I'm gonna try to get all this. But just in this one, there's what used to be a fountain, now a garden. Kind of like a flower terrace. It was the main reason for vegetables. There's a lot of different things there. like I said, I wasn't always here, but I did get calls from here, normally every 4 years, plus the financials. Another plaque put in from actually the location I came from, because I wasn't allowed to talk about where I came from for military reasons. Just a small location. So, alright, just paused it a little bit. This is something you won't see on most driveways. It's actually very, very useful. I had them do it here because they kind of said that they were feeling like they were being bumped by something they couldn't see. Now, you know the old story about 4 rusty nails and the joke about Jesus walking into a bar saying, "Will you put me up for the night?" That's not exactly what this is. But back in 1980, kind of got a little pissed and told someone that. But anyway, this is what a hook and eye nail is. Way up there. And I actually had to go buy some $200 rope, which is really interesting because this actually is straw rope mixed, like those trees over there you see. That's how I made, I didn't make them, sorry, how they possibly made it through making rope like that. It's actually all natural. But this is often used to keep spirits and stuff out. Even though I don't think, I just walked on the property, told them to leave. But anyway, here's what used to be a placard, now filled in. People don't believe that, but anyway, this used to be a fountain works of sorts. That's interesting. Talk about that. That's what I was looking at. That was what I call a volcano mountain into 2 ponds. Used to work. As well as a stream going through with different breakers in the concrete, different levels. Make nice sound. Over there's a tree of rock around it. Someone asked a question a little bit ago about why this other kid, and this kid from Texas, seemed to be up in my face all the time. And there's a lot of identity theft going on, and that's what other program I had started in 1983, allowing identity theft arrests, in the sense of capturing people who want to steal IDs. New Mexico is one of the largest states that steals identities. And every now and then, you'll get someone who's up in your face, and you're like, this ain't a physical thing, but once again, it's a practice of religion. Don't release the dead, don't try to overtake the dead. The dead will have fun with you. Actually, the United States is considered a broken land because it wasn't, how to say, when, like, we in sports, nothing but a riverbed. The whole town's in a river. Because that's how wide the river was at one time. So when you take that much water and move it into a little less than a quarter mile of width, it tends to come out everywhere else, which is a good thing and a bad thing. And you know, North America used to be more of islands than actual straight through land. It still kind of is, separated by all the rivers. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for now. Just show you an overview, which I can't really see. As well as the buildings down there, and there's one below it, which used to have the secondary external pumps, and where you see the collision of water in the bubbles. That's how they would draw water. The pipes coming right up, all the way down from here. Turn on the pumps. It took of what was being churned, in a sense being churned or turned. That made bubbles, and you got drinking water. Of course, it wasn't ever made for anything else other than electricity, which they got away from in 1967. And some actually used it before then in the 1900s for water and electric, where solar panels were actually out on the market, but a big secret of the government. So really, if you think about this conspiracy, as some would like to say, what is the secrecy the military has? So if it's solar panels and you went to war over solar panels, it would really make you dumb, huh? Just to make sure that they were safe to use, as well as batteries, and that you wouldn't actually walk up, touch the solar panel, and get electrocuted. But anyway, that's what I'm going to say for this one. Have a good one, and I'll walk up a little further.